Nice gap between the games.
Yeah, like a day or two. We might be live. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ryan here. It's Wednesday night, the 17th of November, in this year of our Lord 2021. And no one's with us yet, so I'm just talking to myself. So I'm going to wait in silence for a couple of minutes until a few people join.
Well, they used to. They
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and for the second time this evening, I'm going to do a little intro because I was talking to myself about 5 minutes ago, not realising I had to give you a minute to join. But yes, you're all very, very welcome. It is the 17th of November, the year of our Lord 2021, and we are at playoff second legs. 6 teams could be from 4 teams, and one manager who's nervous. I'd say nervous-ish from what I've spoke to him so far. He's got the lead though. Is PR Greaves? How you doing, Pete? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Thank you. Evening, everyone. I hope you're here to cheer me on like you do every week.
Yeah, you always get a lot of love, don't you, for your exciting style of play.
Well, when you play as open and expansive as we do, you just always embrace the fans, don't you? It's
Yeah.
what is. We are the entertainers of the league, and we are here to entertain once again.
Mhm. Indeed, indeed. You reckon it's a little bit, the little bit of, the little bit of dodginess you get is potentially because you won the Super League. Do you reckon that's a little bit of it?
Well, you know this as well. You do get envious eyes look at you, don't you? There's
Mm.
always. Uh,
Yeah, you're there to be taking shots at, aren't you?
Yeah,
Um,
you get the snide looks out the corner of their eye, which you know is just out of jealousy in all honesty.
let's have a look at who's with us. Good evening to Ian Edwards, legend. Evening to Mr. Champ Mega Horse, Dan. Lads. Um, I've not been a lad for a long time, but evening Steve. Evening Duggan. Evening Mr. Tato. Evening Scott. Evening Dimple. And evening to Maka. Hope everyone is well. And as Tato Mourinho has alluded to, we are live. A quick look at the. Let's have a look at the results. We'll start with yourself. Um, Devils hadn't been beaten in something like 13, 14 games, and now you've just done them twice on the spin. You must be quite happy about that. You happy about the performance?
Yeah, the past couple of games have been good, really. The little flaw with letting the lapse and conceding in the 90th minute, but as a lot of people, I've gone a little bit under the radar because I believe I'm undefeated in 11 now, so
I
I
did
wasn't that
notice
far
that
behind.
actually. I did notice that. You've done that thing where you've got
I've
towards the end of the
already,
season and you've shut the door to defeats.
I should have
Yeah,
shut it earlier,
yeah.
in all honesty.
Because you'd kind of
I don't.
you'd written yourself off at one point, hadn't you?
Yeah, I said that was it, and then everyone slipped up, and I Well, I had to beat. Ideally, I needed 4 wins, and then I got two. So
But
it shows how everyone else slipped up. I managed to beat Northern Burn, and well, I beat. Did I beat Burn? Yeah, I beat Burn, drew Bostock, and then no, I beat Bostock, didn't I? And then beat Devils, so I got 3 out of the 4. But I drew with Dudley.
yeah, you potentially looking at the positions in the league, you can then you say you kind of drew the easier ones and then went and won the hard ones. That
Nothing easy in the Super League, my friend.
I
Nothing
know,
easy.
of course, no disrespect meant at all. Evening to General Smuts. Hope you're well, good sir. Um, everyone wants a little bit of dual viewing tonight. I thought I'd let everyone know that the mighty Bolton Wanderers are live on BBC Two at the moment. They're 3-2 up against Stockport County, a little bit of a Greater Manchester Lancashire derby. It's been quite an exciting game so far. It's not been brilliant quality. I'd probably put it at round about SPL level. Um, it's League One versus Conference, so it's probably on par with SPL. You could think you could even pretend you're watching a Hearts versus I don't know, Hearts versus Rangers. This is probably kind of a leveler. Um, Glad you're well aware all my screens got requests and 5 years keeping my targets private. So yeah, I mean, I've had a few screenshot requests which I've sent out. I've not shared those with anyone else. I know there's a couple of people asking me for the same player, um, but there we are. Anyway, um, Sorry, off on a tangent. The other game on the evening was Leadersford getting a very, very, very late goal and a kind of late goal to overcome Bostock in what was a very tight match. If you were Scott going into this game, Greavesy, what do you reckon your chances are here?
Uh, he's up against it, but he has got home advantage. But he's gone, looking at the tactic he's gone for, he's going balls out. And he has had a big dip in form, so he's actually gone away from the norm to try and stop the narrative, hasn't he? So it's a game he's got to chase, and he is chasing it by the looks. So it should be open and a good open game to watch.
Mm. So, as a kind of, if you're trying to take your loco hat off here, do you think both the teams that are in the lead generally go into the tie second leg as favourites? Do you expect to be playing Leadersford next week?
I going on going on the way the game is, and the way that the teams have been performing, I do believe so. Yes, because I have a lead going into a home advantage, and Leadersford don't often concede a lot, and they have a 2 goal advantage.
That's a fair point. Apart from Haggis game, bit back in the Fulchester game, it's generally nils and ones for Leadersford. So unless they capitulate, then
Yeah.
it's going to be a very tough one for them. Um, the other game we've got this evening is the first of our major semi-finals. This is first versus second in the league. It's over two legs, and the weird thing about this format is that you could generally get beat 3-0 in both legs, and you're still in it. Really,
It's a
it's
it's a it's playing for home advantage in the grand final, isn't it?
no, it's not.
No.
No, no matter what, Fulchester, if they make the grand final, will have home advantage because they
Yeah.
finish first in the league. Generally,
Oh.
they're playing to ensure their position in the grand final. So,
Yeah.
over the two legs, the one team will go through, the other team will face the winner of the I think
Yeah.
minor semi final, which will be the winner of all these four. Um, yeah, and a quick look at the schedule. So, yeah, this is the Fulchester Melbourne Burn is the major semi. That's over two legs. The winner of the two elimination finals go into a single leg minor semi final, um, and
Everyone
then
prefers
and
the
then it's
major
just a
format.
random preliminary final. But yeah, but either way, in all of the one-legged games, that'll be I mean, definitely grand final if they get there, and almost certainly the preliminary final if they don't get to the grand final first time round. Then
Yeah.
Fulchester will have home advantage, and therefore, if Northern Burn, let's say they get to the grand final, and it's against someone from outside the top six, then they'll adopt the home advantage.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mhm.
Macca's inviting everyone to the C-suite for a party. That was very nice. That's only if Fulchester win. If Fulchester don't win, then that's yeah, it's a pile of shit. We're gonna start. We're gonna obviously we've got to finish on the um, we've got to finish on the Fulchester Northern Birmingham because that's a day later. But we're gonna start, I think, with the Locomotive Boston versus Dozim. So let's go to Boston, Bostock Stanley, sorry. And Scott's gone for it, hasn't he? He's got Dick out swinging, three up top. What do you make of this lineup?
Yeah, it's as I was saying, it's very adventurous. The only bit I'm surprised at, he's got Biggin in the centre instead of trying Collins. Hello?
Oh, I expected you to still be talking there. I've just been sorting
Well, yeah.
the.
I didn't
So
know if it would fully cut off. I'm surprised he's gone for Biggin in the centre instead of Collins. And
that was the interesting thing for me as well. He's obviously got Viduka on loan, not scored, doesn't fancy him. He's left the core out and gone for the three strikers. And yeah, I thought, do you mean Heskey's the interesting one, isn't it? I'm a big fan of Emil Heskey, former Wanderer, obviously former Leicester as well, former Liverpool player, not scored in the Super League. Not had many opportunities, fair enough, but it's an interesting start. And whereas DC may not have been the prolific DC that we know, and some of us love, some of us hate, but I mean, 5 goals is better than none, and he's been
He has
relatively
popped up.
consistent, hasn't he?
He has popped up with important goals as well at times. So is
Hmm.
it maybe if it doesn't work, he's got three positions to play him in at half time. So
Yep,
it could be a good role that he could be a very good impact sub.
could indeed. I mean, good fingers crossed for Emil Heskey. What do you make of Zeke Gonzalez? And I mean, Scott, since bringing him in mid-season, has pretty much played him every game. He's not someone I've ever really gone for. His stats look good, but
Yeah, I always think he flatters to deceive. His stats always look amazing, but then he never really kicks into the heights as you hope him
mm,
to do. He might every so often explode and get loads of assists, but I've
mm,
found generally he goes in waves. He'll get a few assists and then he'll dry up for the rest of the year.
yep. Trying not to make a dry up joke. Evening to Mike Savage. How you doing, mate? Nice to have you in the chat. Chat Megahouse saying not scored. Hopefully it's not one of those nights tonight. I imagine that basically when we put the commentator's curse on someone and then they end up doing really well. Someone who has done relatively well recently and has managed to kind of settle themselves down in the playoffs, probably exceeded expectation this season, is Dan Megahorse, taking a 2-0 advantage into the second leg. Interesting little change, in my opinion. He's dropped Christian Kiva and brought Wes Brown in, and then made Johan Vogel captain. Beyond that, he's gone as is. I mean, Kiva got an 8 last time. I just
Uh,
didn't really
might
understand it.
might be a fitness issue.
No, he's
Keevan's
100.
played a lot, but also Wes Brown in season three, aren't we? So Wes Brown should be at his full powers. He's very good. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
I'm
he's
I'm I'm
any
I'm a
worse.
big fan of Wes Brown. I'm not putting anything onto Wes Brown. No, I just think that the player who's played 25 games all season, 3 goals, one
It's, uh,
assist, been playing well, got an 8 last time out, and then you drop him for a
could he
very
be saying
important.
this is a bit of a given then? He's gone in. Well, he's got a very good. He's rotate a little bit of rotation. Did I see that Kiva was the only person who's on a yellow in his squad?
I think you may have put the nail on the head there. I think Ian Edwards has said
What's
that
an
as well.
import if he's taken it for granted. He's taken that he's going to play his big guy in the next game, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's protecting that yellow card. Ekiog is either footed on the right. Um, yeah,
Isn't Wes Brown's overfooted as well, isn't he?
yeah, I think they both are, aren't they? Oh no, West Brown's right-footed.
Oh,
Ah, that isn't. I tend to agree with you, Steve, in that. I won't say it's a yuck, but anyway. Any other surprises in this lineup? Agahoa's kind of been cast out now after a few starts from he came on loan. Petkov keeping his position and got that goal last time out. He's another
yeah,
one playing on
Petkov
the.
keeps his pet, and he plays no matter what in any position that is free, really. If Posanzini, he's good utility, isn't he? If something happens, Hersey can come in and Petkov can go to the centre, and Vogel can drop back, or Vogel can go out. He can go over at the left for Posantini. He can wear many hats, so he's a
Mm.
handy person for it being his squad.
What do you make of play? I know it's a bit off subject, but players like Arnie Bruggenk not really featured this season. John Carew barely touched the surface. Do
Yeah,
you reckon there's any place for any of those in the Super League? Hasselbank's another one.
yeah. I don't think there is for Hasselbank, but some of the others, yeah. Dan seems a very like Diego Simeone way of managing. The players have got once they earn his trust, they've sort of got it for a long time. So once they come in and do well, they sort of keep their place until they disrespect him, really.
That's fair enough, fair enough. And Dan says in the chat, Petkov has got a lovely hat collection. Let's proceed to the match. Let's get some predictions in the chat first of all. That'd be much appreciated. Obviously, Bostock starting 2 goals down, but going for it. Greavesy, what do you think here, mate? Is this a 1-0? Is this a 2-1? Is this a 0-3? Is this a 3-0? What are you?
I'm going to be very cliche here and say the next goal is very important. If I feel Bostock get a goal, Ladysmith could do like what they did against Fulchester and collapse. But if they manage to stave off, I think it could be a very tight game.
The Cuppa Champ Mega Horse going. Do you want to see if I haven't faced a shot yet? Fair enough. Mike Savage going 2-4. Scott saying 3-0 or 0-2. Ian Edwards going for Desmond. Steve Wright going for Ledesford 2-1. Let's kick it off and see where it gets us. We're on fast, by the way. We're not on very fast because we generally is the kind of the theme here in these playoffs. I think we get Lassisi yellow card there, early doors. Posanzini, an interesting player who seems to be playing every game for Ledesford. Constantinu with the effort there over the bar. Evening, David. Gone for the 1-1.
Posanzini is a very good player. He's very underrated, I feel, coming into this season, and he's been ever present.
Yeah, we had another effort from Constantinu, but then Bowyer's had an effort. We're 24, 25 minutes gone here, and we're still waiting for our opening goal. On the face of it, it's a big injury. Asani and Diaye, who's been probably the top rated Bostock player all season. They do have Decor on the bench, who's been relatively solid. I know you're not a huge fan.
I was a huge fan, but he pissed on my chips. So
Wow,
that's it.
here's something which I didn't expect to happen. John Welsh is coming on.
Oh,
What do you make of that decision?
that's bold.
I suppose have a quick look at Welsh here. I know he's got a few developed stats. Passing 20 influence. Good right hand column decisions
Yeah,
up there.
but if you go on form and the player, you'd probably go for Decorn, wouldn't you, normally, as a safer bet?
I think you would as a safer bet, but I think Scott's at the point now where he can't be doing any safe bets. He's got to go for it.
Unless he pissed on his chips as well.
Yeah, Hodgie saying that Patsatsoglu, absolute key man. He's had an effort there, saved by Andre. Gonzalez moves forward. Welsh, Tristan, and saved by Tayibi.
A little bit of tapping up to Hodgie there, is it? Or
a little bit of what, sorry?
A little bit of tapping up, trying to get Patasoglu over the line, I think that might be.
Oh, I don't know. I think you generally, a lot of people talk people down if they want to go and buy them. Anelka to Ortega, bears down on goal. Tackle by Petkov, Lizarazu into the box. Anelka, fantastic save by Tayibi. And a poor corner from Gonzalez. You do feel that a Ledesford goal would mean curtains at this point. And that's a shot by Vogel, saved by Andre. Is that, yeah, I mean, Bostock, if Ledesford score, Bostock have to score 4, don't they?
Yeah.
Right, but it's 0-0 at Squirrel Park. 3 shots, 3 on target for Bostock, 5 and 2 for Ledesford. And not too many action points. Possession been in Bostock's favour, but it's been 50-50 in terms of areas. Let's look at Bostock first. What do you make of that first half, though, Greasy?
It's a bit of 6s and 7s, really, and it's not. I think it's been that close that no team's really well performed. Ashley Live has got his standard 8 that he gets every game, no matter what he does, and it's one of those. They've had 3 shots. The midfield hasn't clicked really. It looks a lot like Loco first half. In all honesty, nice, solid, but he's playing all out attack, so it's got to be a bit worrying in that aspect. You'd hope to get with 3 up front and 4 running forward. You'd hope to have more shots.
We're going to see David Collins though. He's going to come on, and we all know that he can he can do the business.
Mm.
And let's see if he makes a difference in the second half. Oh, a no
And
sub. He really is going for it, isn't he? So
yeah,
Decor is coming on for Gonzalez, who's on a 6 as well, and the swap with Welsh there.
yeah.
So hopefully there's no Bostock injuries or red cards in the second half. All 3 subs have been made. We click over to Leddersford, and they haven't done much either, but I suppose they don't really need to, do they?
No, they've just gone into full routine mode, haven't they? They keep it tight, go on take advantage of when we get the ball, but if not, lock up shop really. Uh, Wes
Take,
Brown's a little bit disappointed, but Big Ugo's been standing and scratching himself by the look of it. No
yeah,
headers, no tackles.
yeah, and no changes coming from the manager. He's pretty happy with how it's going so far.
Mm.
Yeah, his big players all on 6s, but I mean he's not conceded.
Yeah,
Um,
I think a lot of people will pull off a player on a 6 too soon because a 6 can soon turn into an 8 and a 9. It's just a standard. If they haven't had the rub of the green in the first half,
mm,
it can soon change.
let's kick this game off then, and we'll kick the second half off, and see if Collins and Decor can make an impact on this Bostock side. Ronaldinho and Possanzini having the early possession. Here's Ortega with a crashing long-range drive. Anelka's got the ball there. Decor, Life. Are we going to see an early goal? And we are going to see an early goal from David Collins off the bench. This has made things interesting.
Would
Bostock,
have jumped out of his chair.
yeah, he will have done. Collins looks like he is involved here. Life, Petkov, Ortega. There's Anelka down to Bowyer. It's 1-0 Bostock. We've got a good 39 minutes to go, including adding on time.
Are we going to put it on very slow?
I don't think we're going to put it on very slow because I think that would 60 minutes gone. Ashley Life to Lizarazu coming forward near post. Bostock do look a little bit more threatening. Constantini with the latest effort though, just going just wide. Leddersford doing okay at the moment. Patsatsoglu, Exivaria, Constantinu, Andre saves. Possancini to Constantinu. And Bostock take over, Anelka involved, Welsh involved as well, off the bench. Corner taken by Bowyer. 20 minutes to go. Bostock need to put the press on here, not having many efforts on goal. Now we're 10 minutes to go. Here's Lizarazu into Collins in the area. Bowyer hits it hard, but over the VAR, denied space by Ericado. Time is running short for Bostock. Ronaldinho in possession for Leddersford. Lizarazu takes control. There's Tristan.
Offside again.
So many offsides. We're going to go into injury time here. I can imagine this medium speed is driving people crazy. I do apologise, it's driving me crazy as well. Decor to Tristan. Anelka picks up the pass on the left hand side to David Collins. Vogel's there. Vogel's having a good season, isn't he?
He always does, isn't he? He's just one of those constants.
Mm. Ekiog receives a lecture. Decor free kick. Tristan. Lizarazu. And there's Vogel again. Johan Vogel seems to be there. Valiant effort from Bostock is what Potato says. Can they get the equaliser? Decor. Long ball. Lizarazu has picked it up though. Can he get somewhere into the near box? Collins and Patsatsoglu's there. Addo clears the ball. Vogel. Constantinu scoops it well over. 93, 94, 95, and that is the final whistle. And that, despite the victory, there is I'm afraid to say, the end of Bostock Stanley's season. 6 shots, 5 on target versus 8 shots, 3 on target from Leddersford. Relatively even, apart from the possession in the
It was
action
a
zones.
brilliant effort. Scott couldn't have done much more, could he? Really?
No, he really went for it. Left himself open at times, but I mean, Yeah, it did look like, especially second half, they were creating and could potentially get the goal. Got to say unlucky to Scott, and congratulations to Dan for making it through 2-1 on aggregate. Both teams taking the victory, but that 90th minute free kick from Petkov proving the difference, Greavy.
Yeah, it's a nice routine away performance in a second leg, isn't it?
When,
After with a 2-goal lead, really.
mm,
They didn't. Yes, Bostock managed to get a goal, but they restricted them to 5 on target. And if your keeper's playing okay, you shouldn't sort of concede too. You expect them to make at least 4 saves, don't you? If your keeper's playing well.
you do, yeah, I understand that completely. Ortega picks up man of the match. You can't say that anyone, maybe apart from Lee Bowyer's, played too poorly in the Bostock 11. Solid performances throughout. Andre kept his space, kept his spot, and got an 8. I mean, he's been talking about him being put out to pasture at the end of the season. I mean, Scott might change his mind on that one. Collins off the bench getting an 8 as well. Solid performances for the away side. Taibi obviously having a good game there.
Dino was in Ashley Lloyd's pocket by the looks of it.
Yeah, 5 from Dino. I mean, Dan will be kind of glad that he's picked up this 5 in this game, really, where he didn't need to score as much. I mean, Dan will probably.
He's gone off the boil a bit, Dino, as I feel. He
Would you
went.
would you
He was
suggest?
amazing. He was amazing at the start of the season for him,
I don't know.
and
I
then
about
he
to say he
sort
had
of
a couple of
stopped.
tens recently.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I just don't. I remember he was like top of the. He was top of the charts for everything at one point, and then he sort of drifted off with the kangaroo.
um. Yeah. So there we are. Leathersford getting the victory. Good performances from Adol Patsatsoglu and Tayibi being tight enough to restrict Bostock to 1 goal from David Collins, and that was not enough. And then we get to your game, mate, and we're going to start with Devils. You go with a 2-1 lead into this one. Few injuries for Hodges' Devils side, though, or a few, sorry, absences. Gattuso, Sarachinsky both suspended, Uliano injured. He's gone to the trademark Phoenix, trademark Northern Burn, trademark every now and again Dudley Hill, kind of 4-1-3-2 wing backs.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? 4-1-2-2-1
It's,
wing backs even. It's the old 2-7-1 before Maka made his wingers wide. Um,
yeah, it's a solid formation, isn't it? For especially with the midfield he's got with Kuhl, Omar, Ferguson, and Emerson. You won't find much better in the league, will you? Especially with Big Dick and Penza up front, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's a kind of block, isn't it? I mean, there's always the kind of ongoing question about Ferguson and Emerson: is do they play better as kind of single centre midfielders rather than in a pair? I tend to kind of subscribe to that they would probably you would probably get more out of both of them if oh
They're on
for,
their own.
yeah, sorry, I'll just
It's a tricky one because then you've also got you've got the overload of having the two.
mm,
It's like
would you not have two in defensive midfield? It's more of a overpowered position,
uh,
would you not say?
I
Have a,
prefer two CDMs to two MCs.
yeah,
I
I
prefer
I tend to agree. Is that
I prefer two. Even if I play wingers and don't play wing backs, I'll play two CDMs. I've tried and experimented the past couple of seasons with one CDM, and personally, I don't feel I get as much control of the game.
mm,
So that's why I've reverted back to the four.
sorry? Oh, I'm just watching briefly the Stockport Port versus Bolton game. Um,
I'm interested to see Nesta now because I believe Nesta has been sent off 4 times against Locomotive.
oh, should we look at that? Is that a thing we can look at next match? Past meetings?
Because
None.
that's it was in this net. It was Devils for this season, then it'll be Leadersford for the last couple, wouldn't it?
Ah, sorry, yeah. So let's have a look at Devils this season. Did he get sent off this season?
Yeah, in the
Yeah. Right. Sorry. I mean, Bolton Wanderers here seem to be decided. Guess what? We're against Stockport. We're going to play end-to-end stuff. 3-2 up. Just fucking shut up shop. Fucking hell. Anyway, I apologise to everyone. I'm 2-1 down and away from home. That's why I've gone 1 DMC and 2 AMC. I understand it, Hodgie. You understand that we've got to find some piece of shit to talk about. So please don't take any offence that we're fucking just picking apart that. Devils setting up exactly as they should, in Ian's opinion. Vogel's tackle rate was poor, according to Andrew. Evening, Andrew, by the way. Andre Uyuja is the one that I thought I'd kind of point out. I mean, it's a star-studded Devils. There's no real weak points. I know there was a lot of talk about Harry Kewell on Sunday and what a player he is. Morale low because he keeps getting chastised by his manager, and he's not in his best 11. But anyway, Andre Uju was the one I thought was the one I wanted to point out tonight. He's been in and out of the 11, didn't feature at all last season. Do you think there's space in that Devils squad for a marquee defensive midfielder?
well, he's got a couple already, hasn't he? That's the issue with his squad. He's got Gattuso and Sorocinski already there, and Van Bronckhorst isn't a bad DMC either. It's he's got a wealth of talent in the squad, and it's who he decides to let go to who he brings in, really. And would you say there's on the market available for who you'd have to lose? Is there anyone better than Vogel, better than Gattuso and Sorocinski?
Gattuso, a solid player. Gattuso, I mean, let's have a quick look at his history here. I think he's a regular suspension. I mean,
Yeah, but a lot of the CDMs are. You got to take that on the chin with some of the players. It's the joys of the position.
oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, just Stockport just equalised against Bolton. Whatever fucking reason. Anyway, I will continue to concentrate on the matter at hand, which is the fantastic Super League. Walking yellow is Rhino, says Hodgie. Locomotive Boston, Greavesy, your baby, your Super League winners, to Super League losing out on away goals, to Super League creeping into the playoffs on the last day,
Yeah,
to this more adventurous. Is this more
it's
adventurous?
there's all out attack, isn't it? There's no way. It's a formation with 5 arrows. What more can I give people? It's it's just fan service at the end of the day, isn't it?
So
Uh,
this is for the fans, is it? It's not
it
for the
is.
victory. It's for the fans.
No, it's. Uh, I do like this formation. It's one of the tried and tested of the Super League. It works well. It gets results. It
So,
might not. It might not give you pretty results, but
you
yeah,
signed Maka from Maka,
yeah.
and you put him straight in. You mean a substitute appearance last time, and now he's in the starting 11. Is this a?
He's an ideal cover for Petit and Kluzny, and I think he's on par or if not better than Ramalao. So if I got the choice of playing Makaleli or Ramalao, I'm probably going to play Makaleli.
Fair enough. Obviously, Carson Ramalho got a little bit of Super League history. He once won the sixth place title with Midlothian. You remember that?
He was on the Open Up bus parade with that, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think we all were. Nobody cares for the playoffs. Get the new season out for the Naked Hools boys. Anyway, right. I think we've talked enough about teams, and I apologise for waffling on. Just trying to fill this out to an hour, otherwise I'll get told off. Go on, Hodgie, do him. Can he watch on slow? I'll put it on. I'll put it on fast, Hodgie. I won't put it on. I won't put it on medium. I promise. Anything to say about your lineup apart from what I've asked about? Oh, it's got to
No,
be
not
about.
really. You got other than the comments from the other day, you've got no criticisms of my substitutes, I hope, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I heard the kind of lack of people in Zaggy. Um, is a kind of interesting one. I mean, I understand you've got Del Vecchio on the bench. Do I think Inzaghi's better than Del Vecchio in attacking midfield and in attack? Yes, but I mean, I'm not managing Lokomotiv Boston. It's not what I'd do, but you're doing it, so fair play to you. Let's continue. Also, Julian Guerrero captain, or
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone's a deputy.
or is everyone's a deputy?
Team of captains, my friend. Team of captains.
Right, let's have some predictions in the chat. I'll put it on fast. And yeah, do you think you're going to do this, mate? Have you got absolute confidence in your lads at home?
Yeah, I'm hoping for a 0-0 draw, as I do every week, and go from there.
Mm. See what we've got here. Potato Mourinho 2-1 to Locomotive, 1-1
I
here,
don't think
Hoods
Andrew
3-3.
Allen's ever seen my team play.
Yeah, Andrew Allen's not really going for a low-goal score here at a 3-3. General Smuts going for the 1-0. Mega Horse going draw. Let's kick it off and see what happens. After a couple of minutes, Zambrotto's coming forward into space. Nesta heads the ball up, and there's Zambrotta again. Montero
Checks in the post, Tato.
checks in. What's Potato done? Oh, Pablo Aymar's going off injured early doors. See what Hodgie wants to do in a minute. Give Hodgie a little bit of time here. I'm concerned he might have put it on pause because he didn't want to watch on fast. What would you do here? Would you put Mukoko, Gran?
I don't know. Gran's done well for him, so I'd probably go Gran over Tonton, but that's up to him.
Gran definitely has more of an impact.
So that or Richard Wright.
Well, I think you'd probably go for Richard Wright here, wouldn't you? That's what you'd do.
I'd take him Penza off and move an injured Aymar up top.
That makes sense to me.
And he'd probably score.
Yeah, I think if Hodgie has paused it, I'll give him a couple more minutes, but I'm going to put Gran. I think that makes the one that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I can do, but I'll give him another couple of minutes. No, I'll say another couple of minutes, another 10 seconds. If anyone wants a little bit of commentary on the Bolton versus Stockport game, where basically it was 2-2 in the first kind of game, and we got into a replay. Now it's 3-3 away at Stockport, and been winning all the games since like the second minute. So we've decided to defend all game, and then they've equalised, and then all of a sudden they've actually come out of the blocks now. They actually just woke up. So yeah, kind of. I just don't understand why you would try and defend for 20 minutes. Right, I'm going to put Tobias Gran on for Pablo Aymar. Thank you for everyone listening to my Bolton Wanderers chit chat. Greatest club in the world. 5 minutes gone. Let's continue. Zambrotta to Cassano. Scholesy involved, Makalele involved. Big name players, aren't they? Guerrero has an effort there. Frey saves and gets down to the rebound from Scholes. 11 minutes in. Makalele, Zambrotta, Guerrero cannot miss. And it's a good start for Locomotive Boston. 14 minutes gone.
As the Swan had said, I have never lost when I've scored first.
I hope it's not famous last words there. I thought and Penza and Gran were very close there. Gran outside right, Uja pushed by Klompe, a dire free kick, headed
I'm not
upfield.
poking the bear at all, am I? The champ gods is going against me now.
What the hell was that? It's 3-3 in the main game of the evening, but Locomotive Boston are 1-0 up over the Devils. Dyer flicks on, Frey. Looks like a lot of more defensive players involved for the Devils. But here's Cassano, Zambrotta, Emerson picks it up for Dell into the area. Gran low and hard. The post denies Gran. 36 minutes. Devils definitely creating. They need to score 2 though. 2 is a bare minimum, and 3 will win the tie because you ain't scoring 4. Oh yeah, Emerson. Dyer's offside. Devils definitely coming into the game a little bit more without having too many efforts on target. Good tackle there. Nesta plays it long and pens a deep cross. He needs a Penza in the middle, really. Here's Montella off the crossbar, and Frey was rooted to the spot. Peruzzi. Lowerson, free kick. Dyer lands it up, and we're at half time. Can you understand what the Tato Ryan question mark is in the actual what Max put in the chat?
Tato said I am going to be the first time ever two-time winner.
What? Greaves to become the first ever two-time champion. Okay. Tato clearly doesn't know his history.
Well, he's watching the old ones, isn't he? So he's catching up.
Yeah, you'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look. Locomotive Boston first half. That's what, match stats very, very tight, as every Locomotive Boston game is. Both teams having 2 on target. You had a couple off target as well.
Yeah.
So look at how the early
Guerrero got the rebound, so no one got a goal.
Yeah,
The assist. I've had a lot of that this season.
I can imagine.
My top assist provider is Montella with 5, and he's also my top scorer with 12. So I don't know with 13 rather. So I don't know who's been provided. He's been getting lots of rebounds.
Do you want to make any changes, mate? Are you happy with this?
No, I'm happy as it is. Keep as is. Montella stays on regardless. He'll score whatever.
And we look over the other side. I don't know if Hodgie's rejoined us. Obviously, Grant's come on and not done too badly. So annoying when he's kind of skipping because he doesn't like the slow chat. 6s and 7s, not the best performance. He needs a couple of goals. Got the players there. Devils not having lost in 19 are on course to lose 3 on the bounce against the same team. That is fucking mental. Well, I tend to agree with you, Duggan. I heard Campbell is assembling a team with Ryan, Alf and Wooder as assistants. Alright. By the way, I think Hodgie put something in the chat, something like, you can't believe you're not more pissed off at someone accused you of cheating. I mean, no one actually thinks that. It's all the evidence is there to kind of prove I never would consider anything like that. So yeah, and it wasn't 5e saying yeah you're a cheat. It was just basically 5e quoting fucking Champ Spazzo, whatever he's fucking called. Yeah, I've had a couple of offers to become an assistant. Right, I'm at the point now where I can't hold on anymore. Hodgie's not in the chat to make subs, so I'm going to kick off second half. And let's go. Are you confident, Greavesy?
No, I do like a second half at home, so I would say yes.
Let's see then. Makaleli, Hoyer picks up the ball. Ferguson, Peruzzi. Not even if a really decent deputy, hasn't he, Peruzzi?
He's very underrated, even though you say that, and he chucks the ball in the back of the net.
Toby Grant off the bench has got one back. Zambrotta, Montella, Scholes. Not having Boise in the same bracket, controlling the save and having a team in the thick. Yeah. 55 minutes gone. It's 1 apiece. Boston still going through at this rate. Montero giving a warning. It's hard to get as excited when it's on fastest, isn't it? I mean, very fast when it's flying.
You don't get a 7 goal, do you?
No. Yeah, Boston definitely looking to hold on here. Nesta bringing in Neto, picking up the yellow. 20 plus minutes to go. Needs to be it's similar to Bostock last time out. It's kind of no or never for the Devils. They need to get there. Kind of efforts are going the other way at the moment. Guerrero, Casano involved. Long ball upfield though, picked up by Neto. There's Casano. Terrible effort. And we're into the last 11 minutes or so. Makaleli's clearing the ball. Looks like Locomotive having more efforts but missing them. Scholes going high and wide there. Excellent tackle. Clompe clearing the ball. Last 5 minutes. 3 into injury time. And that's the final whistle.
Beautiful.
And
Well played, Hodgie. Unlucky, mate.
a 1-1
We'll get it
draw
again.
is the final result there. As I kind of expected, they got the early goal there, Devils, but didn't look like they created much more after that. Boston even just shut up shop.
That's the only attempt they had in the second half, and Pritzy threw it in.
Yeah. 7 shots on target for you. You definitely created a bit more in the second half. Let's have a quick look at how that goal went. It's headed by Gran. I didn't see Peruzzi's name. Yeah, unlucky
Second
to Hodgie. Congratulations to yourself, mate. Yeah, Hodgie had a great season, first season in charge of the Devils. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back up in the playoffs again next year.
Beautiful Claude with a 9 on his full debut.
Interesting. Yeah, are you happy with that kind of? Talk us through your performance, mate.
Yeah, it's a nice loco performance, really. A draw is what I generally get, and yeah, my big Timo Klompe's come back after suspension and done well and not picked up a
Ooh.
booking, and yeah, it's gone through. My attacking midfielders flattered to deceive like they always do, but Guerrero managed to get the rebound. Montella's gone a bit missing, but from these past 2 games, I'll let him be missing this game. And yeah, it's just the machine rolls on.
Potato Mourinho saying, and to think some people were calling you boring, bald, beardy, 18-toed, shite, hot wanker.
I know. It's just one of those things.
Can we go live to Stephen Fife for his parts, please? You're getting quite a few congratulations in the chat. You've obviously got a lot of love in there. Do you mean even Dimbleton, even though it's slower, it's harder to gauge the flow of the game. I tend to agree with him on that. Let's have a quick click
You
over
don't see the
to
flow of the colours, do you?
quick click over to Devils' performance, and they didn't do too badly there. They got the draw. No one scored lower than a 7. 8's from Frey and Dyer. Just didn't create in the second half. Yeah, it's a tough one for Hodgie. I'm sure they'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything to
Yeah.
add, mate?
No, it's just well played, Hodgie. Sorry to beat you, and I look forward to facing you next season.
Right, give me 2 seconds. So, I mean, Greavesy will still be able to see this, but I've just kind of gone off I've just kind of took it off YouTube for 2 seconds. And you saw then media are questioning Zidane's contribution, mate.
Well, he's on the bench. I don't know why they question his contribution. He didn't even fucking play.
Come on. Archie back out for a month. For anyone
Yeah.
here from Dragons.
End of the season, isn't it?
What we're doing here, mate? Defend, criticise, no comment.
Defending. It won't make him happier. He's off soon anyway.
You're selling Zidane, are you?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm bringing in a former Phoenix.
And we are here, and we're back live. We're going to put Champ back on screen again. I hope everyone didn't enjoy the blackness too much, because we are live at Fulchester versus Norman Burn. We'll go to Fulchester first. Maka has kind of done a bit of an interesting thing. He's lost Nicky Butt, who was playing central midfield, so he's dropped Veron back there. So left attacking, left. Go on, Greavesy.
Veron's been playing in the centre, really, hasn't he? All through his last run.
Yes, so that was the kind of strange thing that he put him attacking midfield because he wanted to play all 3 of his defensive midfielders. But the more interesting thing, with Nedved injured, he's brought Julio Arca in. What do you make of him playing attacking midfield?
As bold. I'd probably, if he was that down at bare bones, I'd probably prefer Giggs there to Arca, because I know Arca is better on the wing, is more reliable on the wing, and Giggs's stats equate to an AMC more. But Maka knows what he's doing, so I can't criticise too much.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, we've said a lot together, but Ronaldo's had a not solid, if not spectacular season from that position. 6 goals, 4 assists. Beckham 7 assists. I don't think Michael asked too much more from him. Maybe a direct free kick every now and again. David Prutton was the one. He's only 6th start, but Maka seems to have found a newfound love for him.
Yeah, he is fighting for scraps with basically playing when either Biscan or Butt are suspended or injured, isn't he?
Do you think
So
he's a Super League starter for a lot of clubs, or
a
do you
lot of
think?
he's got okay stats, but I wouldn't say they're starting stats.
I'm not even fucking gonna tell you what's going on in this fucking game. Jesus Christ.
For a lot of teams, he'd be a very good squad player. But I don't think it's for a lot of people that have very good CDMs, because that's what the Super League is really. Is he hasn't? I don't think his stats have blossomed that well to be able to command a starting place. Because he's still not as good as Butt or Biscan, is he?
Yeah,
So
tend to agree. Butt and Biscan are the starters when they're there. Yeah, you started Makalele, who's worse than that, Greavesy, says Steve Wright.
yeah, but Makalele's playing because Klujny was suspended.
Fair
So
enough. He's not.
then
So you're saying Makalele is not a starter for you, even now?
no, he's a rotation player.
Fine. Congratulations to tonight versus Commission to the losers who should feel they should have achieved more this season. Fifey going in on the losers tonight. Another player with the 4-1-4-1 is Ian. He's played this most of the season. Suspension, sorry, to Keane and Samuel. Robbie Keane also injured, although he's not really been a starter. It's a solid lineup for Northern Burn, isn't it? It's what's worked all season. It's whether it can work travelling to Fulchester.
Yeah, is are Totti and Lundberg going to be able to cope with Veron? Is the question I feel is the key to this game.
Interesting. Yeah, Totti obviously having a good season in Super League standards. This is his best season so far, apart from that brief period at Sloths. One of the
He's
few.
just
Go on, sorry.
he's just quietly gone about his work at Northern Burn, hasn't he? With the
Yeah,
joys of having Selko take all the headlines, Totti's been able to just go without getting any criticism, and I think that's helped him. There's been
yeah.
no pressure on him.
Ian saying that Sizalco's gone off the boil. 15 goals in 26 games in the Super League is pretty impressive. I don't know. I
Well, he
don't know
was like
what.
15 at one point, wasn't
Mm,
he?
not shots, just truths, said Fifey. Fifey obviously has lost the plot here. I think he's obviously on some hard drugs.
He's been on
Um,
the ice, hasn't he?
yeah, and he's on the whiskey or something, and he's just really going in on people tonight. That is a fucking shocking decision. Anyway, um, I apologise to all those who are loving the Super League. Bolton are getting beat 4-3 by fucking Stockport. This is the most embarrassing thing that ever fucking happened in my life, and they're just fucking throwing themselves on the ground now. Pure shithousery. Anyway, Craig Duggan. Hodgie is a top lad. I'm sure I would expect his reigning champion to be so poor where the chips were down to get such an easy ride. Fifey doesn't do drink or drugs. Clearly. So yeah, Declan John Kieran Lee just won the ball and got a yellow card for it. Wankers. Anyway, so you're in a very strange position, Greaves. You're on the show tonight. You've got your W. You're through to the next round. Yet you still get to call a game. You've got Fulchester with the might of Giggs, Veron, Ronaldo, Owen, Beckham versus Northern Burn with Sizalco, Robin, Henri, Totti, Cannavaro, Toldo. It's got to be. This is a proper clash of the Titans. First v second. What do you make for this one, and what do you make of it in the chat?
Uh, I'm going to be controversial here. I'm going to say a 1-0 Fulchester win with Julio Arca scoring the goal out of nowhere.
Julio Iker.
Just to confuse matters.
Tato's saying he's gonna score 40 between his strikers next season.
He is on hard drugs then, isn't he?
Yeah.
Can we check that the symptoms of asbestos poisoning isn't hallucinating?
Can we check that? I mean, we
Yeah,
probably
can we
could.
check that? Because I think that uh, he is obviously getting side effects early, and we wish him the best.
5 feet and Duggan going 2-1 to the home side. Jens going 2-1 to the home side. 0-0 going Smuts. There a change. Let's kick this one off and see what happens. 1-2, says Stephen Wright. Ian, I mean, 5 feet mentioned this a few times in the chat. Ian will be picking up his spot now, focused on the Super League. Let's do this. Over 2 legs, of course. Contra, Henri. Contra again. Henri clips the bar and goes over. Contra into the area. Youngberg picks it up. It looks like Northern Burn starting the stronger. Tato Mourinho predicting a 3-1 Fulchester win. It's not. Look like Northern Burn the stronger of the sides going forward. Henri 25 yards from goal. Contra again, feeling very much in the front of things, in the fray. Veron for Fulchester here goes past Cannavaro, and Cannavaro picks up the yellow card for a foul there. Mr. Jerry Connolly, not really had anything too much from the referees this evening. Ian Robin brings the ball forward. There's Bishkan. Robin, there's Totti saved by Buffon. Tizalco cannot miss, and when Tizalco cannot miss, he rarely does. It's his 1-0 to Northern Burn. Important away goal early, and he had another effort there, as did Totti. 32 minutes gone. It's like Northern Burn are the stronger team at the moment. Giggs to Prutton. Close from David Prutton, but I'm pretty sure that David Prutton isn't the person which Maka wants shooting. But one person he does want shooting every now and again is David Beckham, getting his first goal of the season. It is 1-1. Fulchester bouncing back. Prutton. Totti intercepts. Handball from Freddie Youngberg. Has the corner turned a little bit here. Giggs, Ronaldo, Owen brings the ball down for Ronaldo. Jeremy's clatters Owen. Beckham free kick. Nowotny clears the ball. And we're getting towards, and we are at half time. What have you made of that one so far, Gravesy?
Very even by what I thought. The stats, yeah, Northern Burn had a lot of shots, but how many are from distance? Maka with an 80% tackling percentage is absurd. And I can see it being tight in the second half as well.
That is madness, isn't it? Tackles 180%. Need to get better in the air, though.
And that's without Nicky Butt.
Yeah, that's Davy Prutton and Igor Bishkan doing the business. Let's go to Northern Burn first. Everyone seems relatively fit. Cosmin Contra down to 86, but he's on an 8. Beyond that, 6s and 7s. Yeah, it's been a interesting game, hasn't it, so far? A bit of a war of attrition.
Yeah, it's been different this game, hasn't it? Well, Jeremy's has been putting himself about and kicking people. That's why he's on a 6. And yeah, it's evenly spread out, isn't it? Quite a tight game, but very even.
Yeah, indeed. I'm sure you'll tell me in a minute, as he always does, that he's going to go with. We'll go over to Macca's lads. 6 for Valgarin, 6 for Bishkan, 6 for Ronaldo, 6 for Buffon. Michael Owen on an 8. Wonder if he'll survive the chop at half time.
And I know the sword of Damocles does hang over the C-suite at half time for the strikers normally, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if the 8 will survive him. We'll see what happens. Yeah, everyone relatively fit. Ronaldo on 85.
He's pulled off more strikers than Jordan, hasn't he?
I think that's a stretch. Interesting subs, I mean, Adil Ramsey, absolutely gash. Daniel Cruz, gash. I wonder where is Maka strengthen his starting 11, and then
He's as is.
Maka as is as well. Interesting. I mean, he must have been thinking, Owen's not scored, let's chop him. Right, let's kick off the second half and see if we get some more goals. One apiece at half time. Northern scoring first. Fulchester coming back into it. Northern having more efforts on goal though. Giggs pushing Jeremies. Looks like Ryan Giggs is going to pick up a yellow here. He has done. 49 minutes gone. Possession moving back and forward is Veron to Prutton. Giggs swivelling. Arker's not been involved at all, has he? Henri puts an effort wide for Northern Burnett and nowhere. Ronaldo, Beckham, Yepes. Beckham shadowed Connolly. Is that George Atos with the yellow card there?
I think
Here's
so.
Sizalco, Youngberg offside. Back and forward, not really too many efforts on goal here at the moment. Jeremies into the area, Sizalco. Youngberg, Sizalco hard at goal, and he scores again.
He's just
Maxim FC. Ian saying he's not scored in a few weeks. He'll be glad that he's waited to the playoffs to start getting his tally back up. That's 2 goals in this game, taking him up to 17 for the season. Totti free kick saved by Buffon. Northern Burn looking good value for this, definitely. Here's Henri. Jeremies. Buffon hits the ball upfield. Contra. Totti. It's all Northern Burn at the moment, isn't it? Can you see anything changing here?
not really. I think it's going to run out on this now as the 2-1, unfortunately.
Henri low drive, missing the target. Buffon upfield. Arca. Yepes comes forward. Tripped by Sizalco. Yellow card for Sizalco.
He's just a shithouse up front, isn't he?
Yeah, into injury time though. Beckham. It's a throw in. Valgarin. Owen in the wet. It goes wide. Todo. Biscan. Owen. Ronaldo. Bounce. Shoots. Oh my god.
Oh, the big name turns up at the end.
Big name turns up right at the end. Completely
Dances the
agree.
C-suite.
Yeah, that is madness. If you get a feel a little bit hard on Ian there, obviously he's got the home leg to come, but relatively dominated that game in my opinion. And Fulchester scored their 2 goals, to 2 shots on target, 10 shots 5 versus 4 shots 2. Those 2 for Fulchester have gone in though. Goals for Sizalco ×2, Beckham and Ronaldo, big names all round. Yeah, Owen and Ronaldo teaming up in the wet at the end, and that's the last touch of the game. Martin saying he went for a Desmond and he's called it. Fair enough. Champ Megasauce going oh. McAfee at that, and Ian Edwards not happy with Toldo. Toldo picking up a 6, maybe a little bit generous considering his game.
And his distribution's poor. He's
Yeah.
paid the ref off, hasn't
Yeah, it's not great. Why is Toldo restarting the game with seconds to play? Mental, says Duggan. Northern Burn could definitely take heart though. I mean, they were solid throughout. They probably the better of the 2 teams on the night. They got the couple of goals. And if Toldo had turned up, then they got the win, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think so. You're always facing an uphill struggle when your keeper doesn't make any saves. So, yeah, it's be interesting to see how the 4 yellow cards come into play for the next round.
And yeah, interesting. Obviously, I think he's got a defender coming back, hasn't he? In Walter Samuel, who's out for 1. So yeah, if Cannavaro is out, then it might be a straight swap there. Look over to Fulchester, last minute equaliser. A couple of 4 nines actually. Yepes Prutton, Michael Owen, and Ryan Giggs. Owen getting the last minute assists. Michael will be happy he stuck with him. Maybe a slight knock for Ronaldo, who's down on 70. Did notice Cosmin Contra down on 68. See if they've actually got any knocks there. Anything to add, mate? Anything to add?
No, it's just a nice. Well, it's an even game. I think that Byrne had a lot of pot shots that, from distance. That's what bulked their shots up considerably. I feel it was a tight game. Fulchester didn't really deserve to lose, and it bodes well for an exciting tie next.
It does indeed. So, where does that result put us? It puts us at 2-2. And in the schedule of things, we're gonna obviously I'm gonna skip through to this in off air, but yes, we're gonna have the minor semi-final, which, if I'm not mistaken, will be Leadersford Old Boys at home. Will it be? Yeah, Leadersford Old Boys at home versus Locomotive Boston. Dan versus yourself. Yeah, are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it should be good. We had close games in the league, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I know that he hasn't got any suspensions going in to the next game, and we just got to. I've just got to see what comes out in the pack and go from there.
Fair enough, fair enough. And we'll also have the second leg. Northern Burn will be at home against Fulchester, hoping to repeat that performance, but with some better goalkeeping. That takes place on the 24th. The minor semi-finals on the 23rd. I'll speak to Fifey over the next couple of days as to when that might be. I am kind of keen. I'll probably do. I'll probably do at least one more show, whether that be with Fifey or I don't know. I'll speak to Fifey and find out what his intentions are. Quickly, thank you very much for everyone who's joined us in the chat this evening. I'm going to go and watch the last 10 minutes of Bolton getting beat, and then cry a little bit, and then I'll do the packs for you guys. Thank you very much, Greasy, for joining us on the show, and congratulations again. Commiserations to our.
Thanks for having us on.
No worries. Button Nedved back next time for Fulchester, says Duggan. Prutton doing his utmost to stay in, says Steve Wright. We thank you, Rye, for giving our lives joy. I think that's maybe a little bit generous.
You sent him a tactic file again, haven't you?
I'll send him. I'll send. Might send Steve Wright a pack, even though he's not got a game. And then historically, obviously I don't know what Fivey's take on this, but when we get to the preliminary final and final, we sometimes do a couple of friendlies for teams not involved. That's not been discussed as of yet by anyone. So, if anyone would like to be involved or anyone wouldn't like to be involved, then please let us know early doors. It's usually just a little bit of fun to fill out the shows. Otherwise, it's just one game. But yeah. So I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you very much, everyone, and I shall see you all soon.